Can I take a message for him? He should be back soon. Shall I give him a message? Just a moment, please. Let me get something to write on. Can I have your phone number, please? Thank you for calling. I will be sure he gets your message. I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please? Would you like to leave a message for her? Could you please spell your last name for me? I'll have Tony call you first thing tomorrow morning. Please have her return my call when she returns to the office. We are wrestling with a mass of correspondence. I have to clear off areas of work and correspondence. I hope to work off most of the urgent letters by tomorrow. A second-class letter is slower than a first class. I'm sorry, sir, it is difficult for letters to reach that place. Will you post this letter for me, please? I'll have to get this letter off by tonight. Have you sent that letter off yet? There's something I want to add to it. Would you be kind enough to translate this letter for me? Would you please mail this letter for me at a nearby post office? Please file this letter, Mrs. Jellaby. When she had typed several letters, she went to a filing cabinet and filed carbon copies.
Don't mess the files around. I've just put them in order.
As time went by, my credit history was gradually building up. Develop and document quality service procedures. I want 2 carbons for our files. I'll keep your report on file. Develop and document procedures to handle, store, package, preserve, and deliver your products. Establishment of archiving is an important work. Please send the information to establish archives. In fact, nothing is fixed up for you this afternoon. Shall we have dinner in the Thai restaurant tonight? Let's go for a walk this evening. Do you have any plans on Sunday? We reserved a table for you at 5 p.m. I need to hire an interpreter for tomorrow. Could you introduce one for me? Your guide will meet you in the lobby at 10. We will have a meeting next morning. Please arrive on time. Will there be any possibility of discussing the agenda? Just a moment, please. Let me check the appointment book. Your room number is 8543, sir. We are sorry not able to give you the information requested. I'm sorry, we can't give the guests information to you. I will give you the info sheet to look over. He succeeded in eliciting the information he needed from her. In this way, the manager develops a powerful database of information. Please send me information about holidays in the USA. To provide information and technique literatures for the enterprise. As was mentioned above, you can write to us for further information. Could you give me some information on your Australian tours? I'm afraid I have got a complaint to make. So far, we have not any complaint of this kind. Conducting investigations and mediation in connection with the complaints. Your complaint must be made through the proper channels. I will write a complaint to the proprietor of the hotel. I'm capable of dealing with complaints. I will write to the complaint department about the service in the hotel on the tour. I fear that Vincent is too hot-headed to be made responsible for dealing with customers' complaints. Would you find dealing with these complaints a problem? Any complaints about the quality of our goods will be quickly dealt with by our local branches. Could you help me up with this suitcase? I am obliged to you for your valuable services and discreet conduct. I'm very grateful for your offer. However, I've done it by myself. Can I be of any help to you? This product is supposed to help get rid of unpleasant body odor. I made him an offer of help. He would always give a hand to anyone in difficulty. She reaffirmed that she was prepared to help. He feels it is his duty to help others. Mr. Brown, don't worry. We will help you. Sorry I have to work overtime. Are you available to work during the weekend? I stayed up all night working. I am a regular overtime worker. I'll be getting home after midnight. We may have to pull an all-night to finish. Let's get it done, even if we have to stay up all night. Did you get paid overtime? I refuse to work overtime during the weekend. Working extra hours must be tough. I need tomorrow off. He has a day off today. I need a sick leave for 2 days. I want to take a day off to see a doctor. I'm afraid I'm going to have to pull a sick today. I got an afternoon off and went to the ball game. Wouldn't it be possible for me to take the day off this Friday? It's not likely. There's a lot of work to do. It's worth considering. I'm asking for 3-day personal leave for my wife's labor. How do you train new employee? We have a 2-week training program. In what way do you train your employees? The company will cover the expense on training. Have you gotten any special training in language? I'm very interested about your company's training program. You are chosen to receive a short-term training in programming. The on-the-job training is open to everyone in our company. Have you obtained any certificate of technical qualifications or license? What kinds of trainings have you received before you came to our company? Mr. Lee has been transferred to our Osaka branch. He has been assigned to the Beijing office. I'm leaving this section next week. Did you hear about the personal reshuffle? I will refuse the transfer. I don't see the point in my going to Shanghai. Who's going to replace Mr. Yang? I haven't found a replacement yet. He's transferred to another branch office. I'm back at the head office. Team spirit is the most important factor to win victory. The members of a team should work towards a common objective. The team helps individuals develop within the team. A wise team leader extremely emphasizes team spirit. Team members should cooperate fully with each other. Good teamwork means that you can get more done during work time. Teamwork is a very important skill to have and be able to use in a modern working environment. Effective teamwork will make any company more efficient, profitable. The individuals of teams should learn to cooperate with each other. If we brainstorm about a problem, we can get many different new ideas and find a solution. This is our most recently developed product. You may be interested in some of the items. What about having a look at the sample first? What about placing a trail order? Would it be possible for me to have a closer look at your samples? I'd like to introduce you to our company. Is there anything in particular you'd like to know? We really need more specific information about your technology. Could we see the specifications for the X200? I'd like to know some information about the current investment environment in your country. We regret that the goods you inquire about are not available. We need to promote the product. Can we afford some ads? We need to advertise the product. We should budget for advertising. What was the reaction to the advertising? Not enough money is being spent on advertising. The new advertising is really working. How did the customers react to the advertising? We are having an overwhelming response to our advertising. Thanks to the advertising, it became a bestseller. This new product is to the taste of European market. They are the newest patterns that can be obtained in town. Let me demonstrate how it's used. Here is our newest invention. We have improved the quality. We just upgraded them. We'd like to try out the product before we buy it. We just added some extra features. If you are not satisfied, return it to me. When was it introduced? What perks does this job give you? A perk is something you receive outside your salary for doing a job. Nowadays, many jobs offer extra benefits perks to employees. How many bonus you can get depends on your performance in the company. I think the bonus you can get depends on your performance in the company. I think the bonus is actually a salary extension. We always get a quite handsome bonus every month. The boss said that he'll cut my bonus if I don't work harder. Our female employees have a 3-week vacation a year. We offer 1% commission on all your sales. It's a pleasure to have you here. Please go to the table. It's very kind of you to have invited me. I'm happy to host this dinner party in honor of our friends. The office picnic is on Saturday. We are planning a farewell party for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say a few words. Please don't just speak. Help yourself to have more. A toast to our new project. I hope to conclude some business with you. We also hope to expand our business with you. We are thinking of expanding into Chinese market. I assure you of our closest cooperation. They've met with great favor home and abroad. All these articles are best-selling lines. Your desire coincides with ours. No wonder you're so experienced. Would it be possible for me to have a closer look at your samples? I think you probably know China has adopted a flexible policy in her foreign trade. How will we start selling this new product? Do you often carry out market research? The preliminary market test is due to start next month. We have to run the market test for 2 months. Marketing research is broader and involves more functions of sales. Salesmen have to attend refresher courses frequently. Market research and marketing research should be seen as two different functions. Let's look at the original plan and see where we've got. Our sales reached the target and the customer's reaction was good. But whatever you want to sell, it'll pay you dollars for cents to do a lot of market research first. There is no doubt that many people abuse advertising. We should settle the dispute through negotiations without resorting to legal proceeding. Where do you want to have the arbitration held? The losing party shall bear the costs for arbitration according to the contract. Any dispute should arise over the inspection, we may submit it for arbitration. The dispute shall be submitted for arbitration by a mutually nominated arbitrator. You needn't worry about that. There is an arbitration clause in the contract. Shall we discuss the arbitration clause now? Do you have any comment on this clause? We should add a clause regarding arbitration of differences. Is this patented? I'm working on the application for patent. Have you patented this design? Does this have a patent? The patent is pending. I'm in the process of having it patented. China has become the fifth largest patent application country in the world. More than 5.4 million patents were enforced this year. Will you be able to get a patent for this technique? In China, half the patent filings in 2004 were by foreign companies. How is our budget for the Atoms project? Last year, we went over by 30% on supplies alone. They've given you adequate funds this year. We may need more money. We're still drafting the final budget, but it seems like we'll have quite a pretty cash. Other than the supplies budget, we still have overhead costs. Where did the extra money come from to cover supplies? I want to know exactly where the money is going. Most of those materials are still left over from last year, so we anticipate reusing them. Don't worry about going over budget for supplies. Our funds are more than enough. Who is responsible for running publicity campaign? That poster is too high. Nobody can read it. The time for which a particular advertisement should run depends on the media used. Advertisers beamed their messages to fashionable female audiences. Also, the idea of progress and its enthusiastic propagation may have some effect. The essence of this approach is that the communicator should find a central theme. The publicity for the book was poor and sales were low. A public relation firm handles all our publicity. We should disseminate this case in the spirit. There is a drum-beating meeting about new products tomorrow. Didn't you hear about that? Didn't you get the memo? They go directly to my inbox. I check my inbox every day, and I haven't seen anything. It should have gone around to everyone. They also posted a copy of the memo in the break room. Does this apply to the intra-office communications only? Don't you ever look at the messages posted on the bulletin board? Effective immediately, all office communications are restricted to email correspondence and official memos. This intra-office memorandum should go out to all employees by this afternoon. The system is a little complicated. There are a ton of steps in the process. The rest of the form will be filled out by financial. You have to do them in order. The last step is for the financial secretary to sign the form. What is the standard procedure? After you put it in the computer, is it all automatic? Use the blue form. There are only two kinds of forms. I know you're new, so you don't know the system. She ought to be praised for what she has done. The worker was praised for his observance of the rules. Praise and positive reinforcement are an important part of the Matsushita philosophy. He deserved credit, certainly. Mr. Stevenson was mentioned in the annual report for It is greatly to your credit that you gave back the money you found. Your honesty does you credit. Praise always stimulates every individual to further efforts to make greater efforts. You did a good job. Well done, I'm proud of you. The best way to get employees engaged at work is to put employees on assignments they enjoy. You'd better look before you leap. You know what I'm talking about. He has been sick for 3 weeks. I count you as one of my friends. I go to school by bike every day. I have a large collection of CDs. I won't be able to see him today. I'll call a taxi in case of need. Is there any sugar in the bottle? It's a secret between you and me. She is the CEO now. It's not like I'm the CEO or anything. The CEO makes the most money in the company. How often are stockholders' meetings held? Financial statements are held biannually. The stockholders are our investors. It's the stockholders who have the final say. The board is made up of experts in the industry. How many people are on the board of directors? They provide long-term planning and vision. The findings of the study generated some public concern. Executives should use caution when using standard cast variances to evaluate performance. Assess the adequacy of the performance measurement system, achievement of corporate objective. The performance results of the assessment was beyond everyone's expectations. Venture capitalists frequently look for managers with entrepreneurial vision and intelligence. I think our performance evaluation system is very jumbled. The day after tomorrow is our company's performance evaluation by the General Assembly. In the assessment of the performance, part of the staff have been commended. The next meeting we have to be completed in the first half of the operational performance assessment. Who did the assessment of the performance table? Your t-shirts can easily find a market in the eastern part of our country. Chinese slippers are popular in your market since they have superior quality and competitive prices. This product has been a bestseller for nearly 1 year. There is a good market for these articles. There is a good sports shop in the shopping mall.
You can find interesting antiques in the market.
The hotel bus leaves at exactly 9 a.m. There's a disco in the club at the hotel. The Cantonese restaurant in our hotel is good. You can check it on the website. The sample group consists of 500 respondents. The control group yielded 62% infiltration. Most people are at an average level. Less than 2% surveyed ranked in the top 5 percentile. I'd like to go over the statistical report with you. Take a look at this report. Are these numbers accurate? What is the ratio of men versus women? Only 25% of respondents reported having children. The control group is a standard group that you can compare against. A budget must allow for both regular and unforeseeable expenses. There is plenty of scope for experimentation, provided we remain within the parameters of the budget. Let us look more closely at how the budget was composed. But he also worked hard to outspending and achieve a balanced budget. Higher deposit rates increased the budget costs of the subsidy program. Our budget has been pared to the bone. Your budget figures were bang on this year. The level of taxation is closely related to the government spending. There is a substantial lapse in time between the date of the estimate is made and the day the order is placed. It depends on the budget and the size and nature of the bank target audience. You must keep track of all incoming money. Our records are incomplete. At least our expenditure records are complete. Are you paying taxes on the money you make? They want to know about your intake. We keep a running tally of all profit. None of our expenses are tax deductible. Have you completed the tax form? Did you get the financial records in shape for audit? Keeping a strict account of all our incoming and outgoing is not easy. I'm calling on behalf of the Save the Children Foundation. We are a legally registered charity. What kind of contribution are you asking for? Your contribution is completely tax deductible. Can I count on you for support this year? I'm willing to support your cause. How can I make a donation? All in all, we were able to raise several $1,000s. Don't you do some kind of charity work, like taking care of starving children in Africa or something? We are happy to be able to be partner with a few of our competitors. We'll have the contract ready for signature. We signed a contract for medicines. Mr. Zhang signs the contract on behalf of the China National Silk Import and Export Corporation. A Japanese company and Sinochem have entered into a new contract. It was because of you that we landed the contract. We offered a much lower price, so they got the contract. Are we anywhere near a contract yet? The contract comes into effect today. We can't go back on our word now. Once the contract is approved by the Chinese government, it is legally binding upon both parties. We have to hold you to the contract. Did you hear what happened in the Scott case? Do they know who spilled the beans? They will be canned. They also might be some legal responsibility. I'm sure management is on top of it. I could even get in trouble with the law. Surely it can't be that serious. I just want to confirm. There's a lot riding on it. Some of the sensitive material was leaked to the press. Watch the market and be ready to sell if the price rises. There is a good market for these articles. They talked over at great length the matter of how to increase the sales of your products. Your notebook computer can find a ready market in the college campus. Do you have any information about the sales for last year? Profit swelled quite a bit last month. This new product will be our biggest seller. We're so pleased that our product is selling well. We sold out of the entire stock in no time. This service is very much in demand now. Do you often carry out market research? Marketing research is very important for sales. Let's look at the original plan and see what we lost. Everyone knows that there have been some major changes in our market over the last 5 years.
What are our areas for growth?
We have to address spreading out to new markets. How can we make product differentiation? We've got to pull our sales numbers up and develop the brand. We can increase acceptance over time and by using testimonials. Market penetration happens when a brand is established through awareness, understanding, and loyalty. We're going to be taken over by our competitor. We're being bought out. We're merging with Company X. Two of our major suppliers are merging. The new owners will be coming to start alignment meetings next week. One of the biggest questions is what to call the new conglomerate company. It would be easier to merge than to compete. They are really going to join together. We're going to be taken over by Lenovo. It seems the company is going out of business. Our competitors have undercut us by 10%. Profits are almost non-existent now. We can't beat their price. The competition will beat us hands down. What is our competitive strategy? There is no way we'll be able to compete against the competition's price. We're barely breaking even with the present prices. We have to find a way to outsmart the other guys. We need a price that we can compete with, something comparable to the competition. With competition this intense, we'll have to step up production even more. We expect to live on our savings and a modest pension after retirement. Peter will take over as managing director when Bill retires. She's got a few £1,000s put away for her retirement. Ill health obliged him to retire at the age of 52. He sold out his share of the business and retired. Those who take the form of sackings, redundancies, temporary layoffs, or retirements. I feel I've had an excellent run for my money. It's a rewarding career, and now I'm happy to retire. He closed his shop once and for all and retired. I'm all for this institution of retirement system. Everyone will know when he is to retire, and the necessary arrangements can be made more easily. Would you please tell me a bit about yourself? Do you have any working experience? Why do you choose our company? What is your anticipated salary? I was impressed by your application materials. I think you are just the most suitable candidate for this position. But you'll have to meet my boss first. He will have the last word. We'll need your resume and a list of the advertising projects you have worked on previously. Could you mail these materials to us by the end of this week? Do you have typing skills? Traditional social customs sometimes lead to inequality. Women have few opportunities to advance in the workforce. I'm going to report my boss for sex discrimination. I was offended at work. Men have power, so it's easier for them to stay in power. Society is changing, but there is still a glass ceiling for women in many career tracks. My boss has crossed the line one too many times with his sexist comments. My boss treats all the women employees with such patronizing attitude. It's his attitude that needs to be changed, not his words. That's what you get for working in a male-dominated field. Labor relations are getting heated. Why are the unions making demands now? Many companies in our industry are being unionized. The union's purpose is to look out for the little guys. We're hoping on the bandwagon and signing up for the union. Labor unions are all about getting a voice for the underdog. Management isn't looking on the labor unions too favorably. That's even talk of a strike if contract negotiations don't go smoothly. The last thing we need is more trouble from the labor union. The unions are claiming there is an increase of work-related stress. Our labor union is staging a nationwide strike today. We start work again after the strike is over. The strike has been brewing for quite some time. What kind of demands do the workers have? Why would they have to go to such extreme measures like a strike? The folks at headquarters are going nuts over something as serious as a strike. People are in the streets carrying picket signs and shouting slogans. The workers want raises, medical insurance, and they want to clean up the factory safety hazards. All of our workers in our department are supporting the labor union by participating in the strike. The problem the workers are striking about is the safety hazards of their working environment. But the licensee is the weaker party when they should be afforded some protection. I do not necessarily oppose the thought of providing some protection of the licensee. I'm against any kind of quota system. Our company is too homogeneous. Because of your heritage, people won't give you a chance. It's the outside appearance that is more important than any kind of ability. I'm getting pretty fed up with how much discrimination there is in the workforce these days. If you look at our current mix of managerial level staff, 98% have a doctor's degree. Diversity is not all it's cracked up to be. It's not fair to hire someone for his race and not for his qualifications and experience. The U.S. has complained that China is not doing enough to crack down on intellectual property theft. Have you patented this design? Let's review the copyrighted images. We are waiting for our copyright to be complete. Come up with something good. Then we'll set our own copyright on it. The Copyright Bureau wants to review and confirm our research. I don't think it resembled the competition's logo at all. That's a stretch of the imagination to say our design would violate their copyright. We have to worry about not overstepping bounds with copyright. They have to ensure that no similar designs have already been submitted for copyright before. She is the CEO now. The CEO must give leadership to all company officers. The CEO is responsible to the board of directors for everything that happens in the company. How often are stockholders' meetings held? Financial statements are made once a year. The stockholders have the say about what happens. They've made a rule that in order to attend meetings, you have to hold a certain amount of shares. The board is made up of experts in the industry. Management is going through a big turnover. Ordinary staff includes maintenance crews, secretarial staff, account managers, sales representatives. I want to expand my horizons. I've made a tough decision, sir. Here is my resignation. I quit because I don't want to be stuck in a rut. I want to move on. First of all, I'd like to say that I've really enjoyed working with you. I've been trying, but I don't think I'm up to this job. I've been here for too long. I want to change my environment. I'm sorry to bring up my resignation at this moment, but I've decided to study abroad. To be honest, I got a better offer. I'm running out of steam. I need to take a break. I'm quitting because I want to try something different. Would you be willing to join our team? Do you have interest in our project? I'd like to talk to you about joining our team to help bring this project to completion. We'd like to set up a partnership where we can help each other. After helping with our project, we'd be willing to split our profit with you. You would have a share of 30% of our profits from the launch events. It's no good to have a bad blood between you afterwards. We're looking for someone who is familiar with the market to act as an advisor to our marketing staff. Partnership should mean both of our teams contribute equally, but they are not willing to give 100%. Did you discuss how the workload was getting to be assigned before you agreed on partnerships?